tournament. Of course, we're still quite a ways away from that. Here on the floor of the Hope Coliseum, we are underway with Temple winning the opening tip. Alex Wiederspiel, Meg Bolger here with you on ESPN+. Nearly forcing a turnover there. Expect not much of that tonight from Temple. Richardson's squad really does not turn it over as much as West Virginia opponents typically do and drive in the lane. That one's not going to count. A travel for Jalisa Molina, the product of the Netherlands, coming to play in North Philly and tonight in Morgantown, Ned.
Yeah, and Temple looking to go inside early, use that length. Going to get a turnover early, but that's exactly what Temple looks to do. They're going to take quick shots, but get those high percentage shots in early against this West Virginia defense.
Some physical contact there, trying to drive down low and eventually pulls up. That was Mimi Wheeler, sent back to Harrison. Harrison pulls up, not enough on that one. Offensive board, the putback for the freshman, Jordan Thomas. Standing at 6'3", adds a lot of height to this West Virginia side.
And it's been a few years since you see two true bigs underneath for West Virginia. You have Wheeler and Thomas inside. That creates such an opening for the guards, but Thomas doing a great job of hanging around the boards. As they're going to bank one in early here from Savannah Curry, the sophomore.
Curry, the sophomore, who played her basketball in Falston, Maryland, and she's got Temple on the board in this one, tied at 2. Jordan Harrison looking around the three-point line. And moving back now, it's Gia Cook. Cook, her second consecutive start for West Virginia. And this pass trying to get it into the lane and turned over for West Virginia. Nice work there from Molina, the junior.
Yeah, great help side defense there from Molina. You can see how well Temple has to reverse, work, and help the helper there on defense, but a great eye and read that perfectly.
Now it looks like Jordan Harrison got a piece of that, so this will stay with the team in cherry. Temple wearing their cherry jerseys with white lettering and white number and white trim. West Virginia in their base whites with navy trim. Pulling up for 3, near wing, and drills it early. Kayla Turner, told you we're gonna hear her name a lot in this one.
Yeah, coming off a game where she was 4 of 6 from three-point land. And that's what they're going to do. They're going to take shots early. They're going to take shots quickly in their offense when you're not expecting it. So West Virginia's got to be prepared for all of those shots, but also the rebounds coming off of them if they don't go in. You've got to be ready and on your toes defensively.
There's a miss there for Mimi Wheeler. She's had a really strong start to her season with West Virginia. Not as much there. Temple having a hard time penetrating this West Virginia defense. Contested shot up, rebound comes down, it's Wheeler. And now the Mountaineers see if they can push the issue in transition and can't quite close the bucket. And now Temple the other way.
Yeah, nice job of Temple just getting back, making Shaw adjust her left-handed layup just enough where she didn't have the right angle to just lay it in off the glass.
West Virginia shooting 1 of 4 to start here in the opening minutes. And you can see the missed 3 there from Tristan Taylor. Temple, though, will retain possession. West Virginia could not corral the rebound. Quick little move once again for Turner, and West Virginia off the miss is going the other way. Sydney Shaw. Shaw working towards the foul line. West Virginia trying to carve inside, and a nice play with her back turn. Mimi Wheeler's on the board for the Mountaineers.
Yeah, West Virginia doing a very nice job of going in against those posts, just looking to get some quick one-on-one high percentage shots down low early. That's going to then open it up for your guard play, get some shots for Harrison and Shaw on the perimeter.
Bit of a better start so far for Temple. They had a really slow start against GW and then exploded in the second quarter of that game. We're going to have a travel here, though, against Temple, and for West Virginia, happy to force as many turnovers as possible against a team that doesn't want to do it.
Yeah, and usually you're seeing that those turnovers come from the guards, but this time it's the duo inside from Thomas to Wheeler getting it done on both ends of the floor.
Pass intended for Harrison, and I think it might have actually hit the official before it hit anybody. This will stay West Virginia's ball.
Judging by her smile, I think she kind of shook that one off quickly.
So here's Harrison once again for West Virginia in the slot. Harrison picked up a screen, looking to her left. Long pass over to Shaw. Shaw One-handed pass down low to Wheeler. Wheeler working through the paint, kicks back out, look for three. West Virginia won't get that to fall, and Temple back the other way.
And you heard Coach Kellogg saying pregame, making shots. That's going to be key because you're going to get open looks as there's another travel call down here from Temple. They're just looking to move too fast against this West Virginia offense. They need to be a little bit more patient. Don't hear those footsteps. Just, be patient and be able to run your offense. And on the other end, like I was saying, just be ready. Those guards on the perimeter, you should be licking your chops right now. They're going to focus inside, get ready to take those threes from the outside.
Savannah Curry might have actually bailed out. West Virginia there, and the Mountaineers will take advantage. Harrison with a three ball. Previous turnover, it looked like Gia Cook was coming in hot, maybe foul, and instead the turnover leads to points for the Mountaineers the other way. We're going to get our first foul, and Temple will have possession. Gia Cook does pick up the foul on that one. So early on, Mountaineers leading by 2 here, not even midway through the first quarter. West Virginia's been dominant at home, Meg. 32-2 all-time at home under Mark Kellogg, and 19 straight home wins. 3-ball up, won't fall for Sedano, the sophomore. Killian Sedano, one of 2 players for Temple who played their high school ball at the Putnam Science Academy.
And this is just, picture perfect offensive rebounding there from Sanaya Craig. Great position, goes up straight up. Nothing that Thomas can do besides come over her back. Just beautiful positioning, and that's why she was second in the country in offensive rebounds last year.
Hard to believe we hadn't mentioned her name yet,
right?
But fits that it's an offensive board the first time Sanaya Craig's name comes up. Around the arc, and now Tristan Taylor wants to try and drive in. We've got a whistle.
Yeah, and you can see Temple right now, they're starting to slow it down, starting to get some rhythm on the offensive end. They've had really no trouble with West Virginia's press. Their guards have handled the ball extremely well in the backcourt. It's when they've gotten down here, they've had those travel calls. Now you're starting to get a couple of fouls, being active, being a little bit more patient on the offensive end. And there's some great free throw shooters, too, if they're going to get to the line.
Officials in this one, Brian Hall, Brian Garland, and Jamie Broderick will be shepherding us through this one. 7-6 now as the first foul shot is good for Taylor. Second shot evens it up at a touchdown apiece. And Jordan Harrison will work, pick up the screen. Top of the arc, Harrison, nice ball movement. Open look for 3, that one won't fall, crashing the glass. No, good rebound there for Sanaya Craig. Driving baseline, it's Kayla Turner. And Turner has given Temple the lead back here midway through the first. Mimi Wheeler, her pass, and it's behind. It was where she was and not where she was going.
Turnovers came off of traveling calls because this West Virginia's team is fast. They were probably trying to force things and do it quickly early on, but they've definitely settled in here late into the mid first quarter here.
Here's Kayla Turner, her pass over to Craig. Craig, little turnaround jumper, that one off the left side of the rim. We got a whistle, and there's travel number 4.
Yeah, that's tough because, again, that's a great offensive rebound from Melina. She's done a nice job just hanging around the boards, and they have so much length. You've really got to, you talk about it at a basic level when you're in 4th grade, put a body on someone to box out. They have so much length, you have to put a body on them.
Jordan Harrison is on the board. Great take to the rim, and Harrison and West Virginia back even at 9. Tristan Taylor will cross the timeline for West Virginia, for Temple. Over to Craig, top of the arc, kicks back to Turner. Taylor now working her way through the paint, kicks back out, 3-ball from the corner. That one a bit heavy from Melina, and West Virginia will kick it back the other way. Down low, looking for Wheeler. Wheeler, powerful take to the net. West Virginia back on top.
And that's just such a great feeling for West Virginia to have that post presence inside. You watched Jordan Thomas as a freshman last year. She was getting there, but really wasn't making those power moves like she just did right there one-on-one. Great take from the sophomore.
And for Thomas now, she's got 4 points in this first quarter. Temple, good ball movement around the arc here. Thought about maybe that same shot from Alina. She said passes to Craig. Craig, little power move to the rim, didn't get there. And West Virginia can see if they can move quickly here. Harrison from the wing, kicks back out. Woodley, Sydney Woodley on for the first time, and her first shot didn't have enough on that. Excuse me, Riley Makalewski pulling up from the foul line, and Kayla Turner showing exactly why she's all conference there, smooth as silk.
Yeah, that's a beautiful pull-up. Everyone's running backs, with their backs to her or on the side. No one cuts in front of her. She just makes a great decision to pull up there.
11-11 on Veterans Day. Not for long, though. Makalewski's first 3 of the day. 14-11 West Virginia. And we'll get a whistle here. 5-second violation. Wow, I was wondering if Temple might call a timeout there. And instead, West Virginia forces another turnover. Makalewski, great 3-ball there.
Yeah, just great extra pass there from Shaw, finding the open Makalewski. Temple's done a decent job of getting back and defending the 3, but not that time. Everyone runs back into the paint, and Makalewski able to find the opening on the perimeter.
Jordan Harrison will kick out to Sydney Shaw off the inbound and off the turnover. Thomas now is looking back at Shaw, decides to go to Harrison. Harrison working against Sedano, picked up a screen, then sends back over to Makalewski one more time for 3. That one a little too heavy. Long rebound. Ball is loose. West Virginia's going to come back up with it. Sydney Woodley, good play there. Jordan Harrison pulls up for 3. Too much on it. Woodley fighting for the rebound. Terrific play as she's going out of bounds. Makalewski down to Thomas. Thomas kicks over to Harrison from the corner. 3-ball still won't go for West Virginia. Possession continues there. And we finally get a whistle. West Virginia's going to go to the line.
That possession, that is all Sydney Woodley. And she is such a hard worker. That's a great skip pass find from Thomas to Harrison. Still can't get it, but Woodley, that's the 3rd one that she saved right there. I mean, incredible job keeping plays alive on the offensive boards.
Shades of Medina Ali, if you remember from way back when.
Absolutely.
I know you remember from way back when for our viewers. Sydney Shaw, and this one, Temple will force the turnover this time. Quick transition 3, that rims out. Carter McCray on for the first time, gets the rebound. See if West Virginia can take advantage here. Makalewski's pass now driving down low. Baseline shot doesn't go for Woodley. Back and forth we go. 3-point game here. Can Temple tie it here? No, short for Turner. And all of a sudden, we're running back and forth up the floor, but no one can find a bucket. Now down low, West Virginia slowing this down. We'll get a whistle. And I don't think Temple's bench is particularly fond of this call. It's going to go against the Owls.
You have to give that one another look, but anything just to slow that pace down. It was, you want to shoot quickly? Well, I'll come down and shoot quicker. I mean, it just, there is no thought process behind some of these shots. They're just happening a little too quick. Still didn't see the angle right there, but when arms come down, you just have to know that that's what the refs are going to do. They see arms come down, it's a foul. Like, you just have to understand that, and when you have the size advantage, just stay high.
Carter McCray, actually West Virginia's first trip to the foul line in this game. Carter McCray's first of the day, and she was only 1 for 6 shooting from the charity stripe coming into this. She'll go 1 for 2 there, and then we get a whistle. Someone got in too quickly, lane violation. So we'll do this again. Yeah, just a step for Molina, it looked like.
Yeah, that was a big step.
They're still talking it over. I mean, let's see. All right, they are going to give McCray the shot now, and they added 1 second back to the clock. So 1:06 to go here in the first. McCray makes the second. So 3-point essentially for West Virginia. Kayla Turner, double team there. West Virginia putting a little pressure on here in the backcourt now. Crossing the timeline. Owls making the trip from North Philadelphia. Their first road game of the season. Turner working against Harrison, top of the arc. Harrison peels off. Oh, deeply contested shot. Looked like McCray got a piece of it, and now turnover coming one way or another. It was either going to be a shot clock violation or an over and back. West Virginia defensively, Meg, there, that might have been their best sequence of the day.
Yeah, you absolutely took the words out of my mouth. I thought the guards did a great job. Ball pressure, nothing to go inside. But that's what West Virginia does. They really react defensively as a team defense. They rotate so well that you feel the need to get rid of the ball so quickly. If you see your teammate, you're thinking, I got to hit them quickly, or West Virginia recovers so fast.
West Virginia's already forced 6 turnovers against the Temple team that averages about 17 a game. Great start for West Virginia. Down to the final seconds. Got it off, but didn't get it to fall. And then as this goes out of bounds, off the foot of Sydney Woodley, it looked like. So this should stay, or excuse me, this should be Temple's ball. Let's see there. No, I am wrong. This is going to be West Virginia basketball. Must have gone off a Temple foot. We're about 8 to choose from there. Here's Harrison, final seconds. West Virginia gets this over, 3-ball up from the wing. That one rims up and in. West Virginia, it didn't always look pretty. They'll take an 8-point lead into the Hope Coliseum in Morgantown, West Virginia. WVU and Temple renewing an Atlantic 10 rivalry, Meg. And Temple, I thought, looked good for long stretches that first, but West Virginia opens up an 8-point lead. They'll miss the shot to start there, but West Virginia, big shot at the end of the quarter there.
Yeah, and I thought a big reason for that was the rebounding of West Virginia. They closed that gap. They're actually +1 now to Temple, who was up about 5 rebounds before that. Sydney Woodley came in and did a great job on the offensive boards, and now they're just making 1 or 2 more shots than Temple. I know Temple's going to come down and they're going to take shots whenever they choose, but I think they need to slow that pace down and you know, take a good shot and get a better one.
Temple with 135 shots through 2 games so far this season, and they're actually a little behind that pace if you look by the numbers in this one. They're on pace for about 56 shot attempts as we have a stoppage here.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to get their shots. They're going to get possessions because of how fast they play. It's just a matter of time before some of them start knocking, or before they start knocking some of those down.
Officials talking things over at the scorer's table here. I don't think the clock started. That's at 9:59, and that, listen, I know these players are pretty fast. I don't think only 1 second went off the clock. That gives us a chance, though, to kind of catch our breath a little bit, because that's right, the pace of that first quarter at times. And I mean, you said it, the shots weren't really falling in moments like that, but I don't know that that is a problem necessarily for Diane Richardson. There were some really good looks there. They just didn't go. Yeah,
like we said, they haven't had too much difficulty breaking the pressure. I think once they haven't settled for necessarily a great shot. They just haven't gotten them to fall, as you mentioned. And then a few times down low, they've gotten some good looks from their bigs, but gotten some traveling calls.
All right, so they have resolved the issue with the clock. 9:42 and 21 seconds on the shot clock. Will inbound for Temple, and the second quarter restarts once again. And already another whistle. Hold tight. And I think it's the clock again.
It looks like, again, only 1 second came off.
That's only the third game of the season for the clock as well, so.
Everybody's working some things out.
West Virginia and Temple, though, coming into this one both 2-0. Now, this is a series that West Virginia has historically dominated, and they renewed it last year under Mark Kellogg, and West Virginia got the win over Temple. But you look at this, this is a real good measuring stick for a Temple team that they're picked to finish 4th in their conference, and they have aspirations on something more than just being a semifinalist. That was essentially what Diane Richardson said at the start of the season. That's they want more than that. Now you can see why when you see the way they play.
No, absolutely. And they're a young team. They don't have any seniors. I think it's 3 juniors, about 6 sophomores and 3 freshmen. They are a young team. You don't see a lot of portal transfers coming in. It's a lot of girls from last year. So she's building something there, and nobody better than Coach Richardson.
Clock is working this time. High arcing pass. Turner was able to get to it. Harrison looked like she was ready to jump in front of it and going to send one up. A couple of kisses off the rim. Doesn't fall. Offensive rebound. Ball is loose. In the corner, Temple's got it, and they'll restart the possession here with Savannah Curry now. Hands to Turner. Turner down low to Molina. Molina working at the block from outside to in. Can't get it to go, and West Virginia will go the other way with it. Sydney Shaw.
And those are those possessions for Temple that, it's tough. You get a couple offensive boards. You're scratching and clawing to get those random rebounds. Then you don't come up with anything off of it, and you come down and you give up Carter 2 underneath.
Jordan Harrison, an absolute maestro on that last one. The move, the look off, and then Carter McCray. Gorgeous, gorgeous bucket for West Virginia, who now leads by 10, largest lead of the day. Temple has not scored since 2:51 left in the first quarter. And they finally break that there. We'll get a whistle coming here as Harrison was working her way around. I believe that was Felicia Jacobs. Jacobs coming over from London and has been an international player for Great Britain, representing her home country at certain events. 2 international players on this Temple side, her and of course Molina, who comes from Holland. McCray. Now at the baseline, it's Harrison. Able to get that one away. Thought about the shot. Makalewski driving in. And we're going to get an offensive foul coming against West Virginia.
Yeah, contact coming from both sides. That's an incredible find from Harrison. You see 6 Temple arms straight up and down, but you know what? That's just a really nice play from Sanaya Craig. She saw it coming, stood there straight up, and took the charge.
West Virginia forces yet another turnover now. Here's Sydney Shaw, gets this away to Gia Cook. Cook trying to carve her way through the paint, will draw a foul. West Virginia lead at 8 right now. They led by as much as 10. Temple had a couple of different points where they led in the first quarter and then went on a long scoring drought that West Virginia has taken full advantage of. So Cook heads to the charity stripe where she is right at 88% on the season. Her first trip today. And first one is good. Cook, who played at Bishop McNamara in high school and then played ball at Houston and Maryland. A couple of stops before finding her way to Morgantown. Perfect 2 for 2 on that trip. Lead back up to double figures for the Mountaineers. Brianna Mead is checked in for Temple. West Virginia again stepping up the pressure here. 3 ball up after they broke it. Not good for Curry. West Virginia with the rebound. It's been a tough stretch here for Temple now.
Yeah, those are the possessions that you want back. You're just playing so fast, and now you give it right back down to West Virginia. Sydney Shaw with the jumper, and now you give it right back to 2, or give them back 2. And you don't take advantage of a possession that you could have had offensively. 5 points for Sydney Shaw. West Virginia with their largest lead of the day now, 25-13. Temple able to break this one. Open look for 3, and this will fall. Kayla Turner, boy, did the Owls need that one. Yeah, and Turner has the green light. That was almost the exact same possession as the one before, a quick shot, but Turner's been shooting well throughout this night, and they're going to need her to keep hitting. Working
baseline there for Cook. Temple, who else? It's Sanaya Craig, who comes down with that basketball. The Owls 2 for 8 from long range, right around where they're at I'm sorry, actually well below where they're at in the season average. Now West Virginia steal the other way, and good work from Gia Cook. Does it all herself there. It's 27-16 West Virginia here in the second. And again, West Virginia seems to have really stalled this Temple team offensively a bit here. Turner, after they broke mid-court, back to Meade, the 5'7" sophomore. Shot up from Craig was off the mark. Excuse me, that was Chloe Miller, I'm sorry, who just checked in for the first time. So West Virginia up by 11 here, and you can see Meg Gia Cook, just terrific defensive work, leads to offense.
Yeah, she's quick, very quick hands on the defensive end, and very powerful on the offensive end.
11-point lead here. Here's Craig, and Craig, a rejection for, I believe, Carter McCrae, who got a piece of that one. Probably doesn't happen very often to Sanaya Craig. West Virginia back the other way now, up by 11. The Mountaineers have really owned the first two games of the season. Great dish down low. Sydney Shaw to McCrae, and right now McCrae giving Temple some problems in the paint.
Yeah, just a beautiful steal. I mean, she caught that ball about a foot back into the paint from the block, pushing that defense, sealing it perfectly. Exactly how you draw it up if you're a post player.
Here's Turner. She had a three from right there earlier in the quarter. That one was short. West Virginia back the other way, leading 29-16 now. Here's Shaw. She'll pull off instead of trying to drive in. West Virginia, that was Wheeler, and I think Mimi Wheeler is going to get an offensive foul.
I'm going to be on the floor. This is what I have to do. This is what I have to create. And they certainly haven't skipped a beat since how they finished the season defensively last year.
It's a good possession for Temple. Good offensive rebound from Meade. Missed the shot, chased her own shot into the West Virginia bench almost. And Temple will get another opportunity here. They've got to start dropping some of these. Savannah Curry working, and Savannah Curry drawing an offensive foul call against her. And again, for West Virginia, that's exactly how they want to play.
Yeah, and honestly, I think you have to give the post players of West Virginia's defense, who probably haven't gotten a lot of love for their defense. They've played incredible, I think, down low defensively against the length and the size of Temple. They've done an incredible job along with the guards.
That was Mimi Wheeler down low. Terrific move, but couldn't finish. Now the other way, it's Temple. Top of the arc, thought about it. Craig did, decides better of it. Half the shot clock gone here. We're midway through this, more than midway through the second quarter. West Virginia up 29-16 in this one. Into the corner, open look for three, and that will fall for Melina, 2, put on the line.
And that one had to fall. That was one that Temple needed. These last few possessions, you just got to start knocking down shots. As you mentioned, they've gotten some good looks, just have not been able to connect, and the paint has been packed. They have not been able to get much going underneath in terms of one-on-one moves. So the way to open that back up again is to hit some perimeter shots.
46% shooting team from the floor coming into this game. 44% from the three-point line. They're 28-20 right now. Give you an idea of exactly where this has gone for Temple in the first half. But the way they play, they're not really ever out of it either. That's the other thing worth noting. Harrison, with 1 second on the shot clock, gonna have to fire, and does. That one won't fall, but got there in time. Tristan Taylor got the rebound, so now Temple back the other way with it. Good possession win there for the Owls. They got to do something with it now.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's the name of the game. You got to reward yourself on the offensive end now and start chipping away at this lead. Great backdoor.
That is a heck of a pass from Shania Craig. I was told she rebounds. That's a heck of a pass.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Great court vision. Really nice job of Temple. That 1-4 high set. You read that opening back there. It's about the easiest bucket underneath that they've gotten this entire game.
She's working hard. That was a real battle there between Wheeler and Craig. And we've got a foul coming against Craig. That is her second, but terrific dish with the right hand to Savannah Curry, and
yeah, that pass was a dart. I mean, Craig put it only where Curry was able to come down and grab it and go back up with it.
Wheeler drains the free throw. She came into this one a 37% free throw shooter. Of course, it's early in the season, so those numbers are always a little wonky. She'll go 1 for 2. And West Virginia's lead back up to double figures. Pass from Mead, little baseline jumper's not gonna go. And we've got another whistle. They're gonna get Felicia Jacobs for the foul there. And I don't think she's thrilled with the call, but whoever is.
Yeah, I mean, I'd have to see it again, but I thought that was a quick shot from the corner. That's a very weird angle for any kind of rebound. So if Sydney Shaw had any type of position, chances are I think Felicia Jacobs probably did come over the back or was a little out of position enough for the ref to call it.
West Virginia in the bonus now. And they'll get to send Gia Cook to the line. Cook, of course, perfect so far today. She'll remain perfect after a couple of bounces. 3 for 3 for number 3. 3:07 remaining here in the first half. Of course, we'll have much more at halftime. Analysis of everything that went down in the first half as she's now 4 for 4. West Virginia up 12. Good ball up to Curry. Curry, high arcing pass down low. Great move from Meredy, but she couldn't finish. Then the offensive rebound and the putback. That basket is good, so West Virginia picks up the foul. And Temple with a chance to complete the traditional three-point play.
Yeah, and it was just well played from Temple there. They hang around the boards. You got to get yourself second, third chance opportunities. You took Wheeler and Thomas out of the play on the left side, so that right side kind of, you're a little bit more evenly matched to go up for an offensive board, and they were able to capitalize on that. 9
points now, back to single digits here as Jordan Harrison for West Virginia. Let's see what the Maestro has in store. Went to Sydney Shaw, and I think we're going to get a whistle here. Foul, I think, occurred well away from the ball. Jordan Thomas didn't have anyone really on her, so yeah, down in the paint there, looks like. That'll send West Virginia back to the foul line where they've been good and remain good. 8 of 9. Though the Mountaineers have not made a shot from the floor in the last 3 minutes and 18 seconds now. Won't get that to fall, so 1 for 2 there, lead back up to 10. We've kind of settled into this 9, 10, 11 range. The junior Taylor from behind. Gia Cook's gonna get called for the foul there. Cook sold out, trying to get the steal there, Meg, and she'll pick up the foul.
Yeah, and she knows it, as Woodley's going to come in and get Cook. That's just one of those, you got to accept it, let your help come in, and then recover right back, because you don't want to put Temple at the free throw line for some easy points when they're not shooting the ball particularly well right now.
80% free throw shooting team on the season, and they haven't been to the line a ton, but they are perfect. 3 for 3, make it 4 for 4 to Meg's point. West Virginia has slowed down offensively. Harrison picks up a screen, sends over to Shaw at the wing. Shaw back to Thomas. Thomas has Woodley. Woodley trying to carve her way in, high arcing shot, and she may have drawn the foul as well. Looks like Ariana Meredy, the freshman who played at Riverdale Baptist, where, by the way, Diane Richardson coached there once upon a time as well.
Yeah, that's tough. I think Meredy played it very well. I think they're getting her with the body. She was straight up, but that little side check is what the refs are going to call it.
Woodley's shot up is good, and this is an odd one here as we've really settled into back-to-back free throw shooters here. West Virginia with 8 players on the board so far in this one as Woodley makes both. Those were her first points of the day. Ball got loose for just a minute there for Turner. High ball. And we're going to have a call here, I think against Woodley. She's sort of all over. I don't even think intentionally, just the player's a little off balance, and you can see it here.
Yeah, those ones are tough. You know, you always hate that. If it's a tight game and you have, 3 fouls and you get one like that, that's just that's a tough one to call just because, it is, sure, by letter of the law, that's a foul, but it's like one of those, man, I just got caught in this awkward moment.
And kudos to Taylor for staying in that play there.
Oh, yeah, that was extremely smart.
So she goes 1 for 2, and the lead, again, I feel like I've been saying this the whole last 3-4 minutes. Leads at 9. Jordan Harrison. She'll pick up a screen. Harrison top of the arc. Open look from the wing for 3. That one will not go. Long rebound. Chasing it was Shaw. Sends back out to Harrison. Shaw one more time wants Thomas, and that one well read. Going the other way with it, that is Molina. Temple has to slow down a little bit. Now open look for 3 off the mark. Ball loose around the baseline. Owls come up with it. Good offensive rebound. Temple's done pretty well on the offensive glass. They have not converted on it. Shot from the corner of the paint doesn't fall either. And so again, another possession with an offensive rebound, Meg, and they just can't do anything with it.
Yeah, that's what's hurting Temple right now. They're a team that's going to take quick shots. Even though we sit here and say, I think they're shooting it a little too quick, they do a good job on the offensive glass, just enough, but they need to reward it. As Jordan Thomas is going to follow up, speaking of, on that left side and put it back up.
West Virginia had gone nearly half the second quarter without a field goal, and Jordan Thomas's offensive rebound will fall as she does the putback as well. We're down to the final minute here, 37-26. West Virginia had a big push at the end of the first and early in the second. Temple has stabilized a bit here, but they've been unable to eat into the lead. Good dish over, shot up. That one will fall for Savannah Curry, the sophomore now with 9 points. She's the second leading scorer for the Owls. West Virginia going to slow this one down. Harrison, see how much time she can drain off this clock. Can't quite drain it down to triple zeros. 10 seconds on the shot clock, 15 seconds on the game clock. Harrison to her left. Harrison sends back out. 3 ball up, and the bank is open for Sydney Woodley. Can Temple get one final shot off? We'll see. No. West Virginia will head to halftime up 40-28. And West Virginia, a couple of bits.
We're going to play on someone's home floor, and that's been such a detriment, I think, to West Virginia, and sometimes to girls basketball when you're in that weird bubble of, if you're not in the top 4 seeds, it makes it so much more difficult of a trek, because there's been some teams like last year that they should have been in that Sweet 16. It's tough.
Driving baseline there, and got whistle, and West Virginia will take possession. One that comes to mind, West Virginia, a 3 seed, had to travel all the way to Austin, Texas in one tournament. Texas actually got eliminated in the first round of their home floor by San Diego State, who ultimately won that pod. But one that comes to mind, good dish into the corner, 3 ball up for Gia Cook. And Jordan Thomas, soft hands there on the dish.
Yeah, really nice job, just working the perimeter, go inside, go outside. The patience and just finding those openings, and certainly it always looks better when you knock the shot down.
West Virginia 5 of 12 from long range. That is better than what they've been doing over the course of this season. Came into this one a 32% shooting team from distance. And turnover here, Temple will have a chance to move this the other way. Owls need to get off to a better start here than they did in the second quarter. Nice work down low, Sanaya Craig.
Yeah, great recognition from Temple with the mismatch of Jordan Harrison underneath on her. You could see Harrison trying to talk to get someone down low, just didn't happen in time, but Sanaya Craig able to take advantage of it.
Shaw, fadeaway jumper, that will fall. And Sydney Shaw for West Virginia now with 7 points and extends the Mountaineer lead to 15. Ball towards the corner of the paint, gonna pull up quickly and take the shot, and Savannah Curry stays hot out there. The sophomore had a strong first half and drills that there.
Yeah, Temple's done a nice job in the first half. That's where Savannah Curry got going, around that elbow, that sweet spot where you're not going to necessarily have Wheeler and Jordan Thomas coming out to defend. So really nice job of knocking down those shots. They've got to keep working that. You can't exchange baskets at this point.
10 seconds on the shot clock, and what a move there. Hit the circle button, Mimi Wheeler did.
Wheeler is strong. When she goes to the basket, she seals extremely well to start, but putting it on the floor, beautiful spin. You don't see any sort of extension with her arm. That is just all body, strength from her legs, great spin, knows exactly where she is on the floor. Beautiful take.
And then West Virginia immediately, by the way, gets the ball back. A flop warning comes out to Sanaya Craig. We'll keep an eye on that. She's picked up a couple of fouls in the first half as well. Sydney Shaw with it, hands to Harrison. Harrison working against a double team, picked up her dribble. Good dish back out to Gia Cook. Cook, the take, draws the foul, and she'll go to the foul line. Thinks she's okay. Might have hit the very bottom of the base unit there.
Yeah, that's just a beautiful straight line, strong drive by Gia Cook. I noticed the way she drives in the first half, it's so fast, but it's also under control and strong. She protects the ball extremely well. Great straight line, I love that. Able to get the shot off and draw the foul.
Kayla Turner talking things over with Diane Richardson, and Turner's gonna come out. Cook has been strong at the foul line all season. Misses that one, though. The old broadcaster's jinx, alive and well, I see. She's 4 for 5, 80%, which is about in line where she's been on the season. And she'll make that one. Cook now the team leader for the Mountaineers in points with 10. West Virginia, as you pointed out, Meg, has been spread the offense out extremely evenly, 8 different players with points. And now they're gonna put some pressure on again. Nice work there by Sedano. Killian Sedano was able to keep that from going out. Hands this one off, little baseline jumper, and that one will spin and fall for Tristan Taylor. It's a good sign for Temple. Those are shots that simply weren't falling in the first half.
Yeah, you're right. That's a very difficult short corner shot there over Jordan Thomas.
Shaw's 3-ball didn't have near enough on it at the bottom of the backboard. 3 minutes gone by in the third quarter. 48-34. Nice crowd on hand here in Morgantown. Good dish into the corner. 3-ball is up, and the Owls starting to soar. That was Molina, the junior, and the corner 3 cuts the lead to 11.
Molina hit a shot from the corner there in the first half. She's starting to understand where the openings are going to be for her. Inside, she had some trouble with some travel calls early in that first half against Wheeler and Thomas. So she's really starting to understand where her sweet spots are going to come from.
Harrison's miss leads to Temple with it. It's Craig. Temple's 4 for their last 4 shooting. Good kick out to Molina, top of the arc 3. That one won't go. Nice rebound from Cook, and Cook trying to move quickly. Went down hard. Hope she's okay. Let's see, you can see they get kind of tangled here. The foul is against Thomas, though.
First, yeah, I mean, I think that happened first. And after Sedano fell into Cook, but I think the Thomas bump into Sedano definitely happened first.
So turnover there for West Virginia. Nice third quarter here for Temple to start. Molina. And her pass intercepted. Nice work in the lane there for West Virginia. And now quickly it's Harrison after the Wheeler turnover. Mountaineers turn it back over.
Yeah, and if West Virginia is going to hand you gifts of, missed shots and then a turnover, you have to find a way to start slowly converting that into points. You just can't go continuous possessions not coming up with anything. If you're going to stop West Virginia, you've got to in turn get some offense on the other end.
Mountaineers nearly forced a turnover there. Yeah, as good as Temple has looked here in the third quarter, they're only +1 on the scoreboard.
Right.
They're going to need to do more than inch at a certain point here in this second half. And another whistle here.
And West Virginia's guards, they mix it up throughout the game. They might either deny and face guard, or they'll play behind and force you into corners. Right now, you can see that they really like the advantage that they have right now. Face guarding, making it much more difficult to inbound the ball.
5 seconds had gone off the shot clock already there for Temple, by the way. They're able to get across with about 1 second left for a 10-second violation. Ball is loose. We're going to get a jump. And I think I'm correct. This is our first jump of the day. I'm being so serious. That has to be some sort of record in women's basketball. So often there's like 50 million jump balls, and it drives me insane. But both of these teams pretty much securing every loose ball or every rebound, so there hasn't been that many jump balls, which is incredible. Oh, it's a gorgeous dish, but McCray couldn't finish it for West Virginia. Temple going back the other way. Can they take advantage here on the West Virginia miscue? It's Craig, top of the arc, hands off to Taylor. Taylor pulls back, corner shot from the paint, won't go. Harrison sends over, wing three, and that will go for Sydney Shaw.
That's just pretty. In transition, Harrison knew exactly where she was. Shaw was 1 step behind, able to just catch, take that 1 step, and it's just a pure shot when she takes it.
The Maestro gets her 501st assist of her career there. 51-37, West Virginia on top. Taylor, pass down low. Trying to guard there was Wheeler, and McCray's going to come up with the rebound, forcing up a shot. West Virginia going the other way. Harrison carving her way. It is almost Thanksgiving. 53-37 Mountaineers.
And that's why she's so dangerous, because she can carve through and go and finish, but you're so used to her, as you called her the possession prior, a maestro. She will find you in the opening.
First shot missed. Good offensive rebound. Able to kick this back out. Ball is alive. Saved, but straight to West Virginia. 2-on-1 and trying to draw the foul successfully. Gia Cook will do that.
Give you exactly what they did maybe at their last goal, if not better. And you need them to also buy in your system. And I think players are having to adapt to buying into a system immediately now, or you'll get left behind, unfortunately.
17-point lead after Gia Cook drills yet another at the free throw line. She's up to 11 here for West Virginia and is 6 of 7, marked at 7 of 8. West Virginia now over 80% from the charity stripe, and they lead by 18. Nearly forced a turnover here. This one, I believe, went off of Shaw, though, and into our VIP fans down on the near side of the floor. So this will stick with Temple. Immediately into Craig. Craig pivoting, looking around, finally looks like she wants to try and split 2 defenders. Did everything but score, got her own rebound, and then drew the foul. That is a heck of a take from Craig.
That's so tough that does not finish, because that's a beautiful, strong move. Splitting 2 defenders, the patience. I mean, and I love that, because so many players think you need to just put the ball on the floor and, you know, dribble a bunch and make your move and do it really fast. That was beautiful patience, waiting for the play to develop, waiting for the defense to break down, and then reading it. That's such a shame that didn't go in.
80% free throw shooter on the season, missed the first, made the second. So West Virginia, that was their biggest lead of the day there at 18, now down to 17. Temple, again, started this third quarter out shooting well, but West Virginia has sort of found themselves back in command. Harrison working back out towards the arc, at the far wing. Good ball down low to Wheeler. Wheeler working, spinning, one-hand shot doesn't go. McCray fighting for the rebound, and there's our second jump. I think I jinxed it, so we're gonna start getting a lot of jumps now.
Yeah, please be careful.
This one will stay with the Owls. And Tristan Taylor to inbound. 23 points for Turner and Curry. And we're going to get a travel coming against the Owls. That's a tough one there. That's turnover number 15 for Temple. They are closing in on their average. Molina's got nearly half of those with 7.
Yeah, West Virginia, their guards are doing an incredible job of making it so difficult. They're face guarding and pushing you out into those corners. So that's a really strange place for Molina to catch it. She was a little off balance and probably caught off guard. Great take from Cook to the basket.
Man, she saw the lane and just burst right through it. Temple in some trouble here. Ball is loose, able to get it away to Craig. Now to the far wing, 3 ball up, too much on that one. Long rebound goes to Makaleski. And West Virginia going to try and push the issue here a little bit. It's Harrison right on that Big 12 logo. Now slows it down back out to Shaw. Curry guarding Shaw, gets a screen. Shaw pulls up from the foul line. That one off the mark. And Craig there for the rebound. Lead at 19 now for the Mountaineers. This is a quality Temple team, but West Virginia might have their number if this continues. Turner spinning at the corner, puts up the shot, not quite there. Molina with another good offensive rebound. Molina at the baseline draws the foul, and she'll go to the line. It's been a tough day for her, but that's a nice take.
Yeah, just a little bit of misdirection sent Riley Makaleski looking the other way, and she read it perfectly, taking it along the sideline. But yeah, as you mentioned, she's had spurts of, yes, we need you, you're hitting shots in the corner and grabbing good rebounds, and then some spurts of those turnovers that it's just been a really difficult matchup going against West Virginia.
West Virginia shooting 46% from the floor now, by the way, and that is well above Temple defensively. We haven't really talked about it. They're actually not a pretty decent defensive team by the numbers this season. And West Virginia has done a good job against this Temple group. Both shots good there. As Turner finally gave it to Makaleski. Long ball, that one dangerous, intercepted by Meade. There were more players in cherry and red there. Corner shot is up and good. That will fall for Turner. And that was good for 3, 57-43. That is a difficult shot.
Yeah, that was a beautiful shot, but exactly what Temple has needed to do this entire quarter is start capitalizing on West Virginia's mistakes. They came out of this third quarter, had 5 turnovers, despite when West Virginia did something that they could have taken. And there you see the flash again. Chia Cook, beautiful take.
Boy, what a take for her. We'll talk about that in just a moment as West Virginia gets the rebound off the miss. But Meg, you've been a little bit even surprised at the way Gia has played. Didn't start the first game of the season, and these last couple of possessions, she has just looked explosive.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a great word to describe it. She sees a lane and almost sees, you know, oh, I need to go left then right, but it's so fast the way she does it. The minute that she sees the lane, she hits it, and she's already blown by the defender, because when she finishes, there's no one around her, which means that defense is about 1 or 2 steps behind you.
Cook did have 25 points in a game last year for Houston. She's at 16 right now. Good shot there for Temple. That was Chloe Miller, and Miller had 7 points all in the second quarter of that win over GW. Makaleski from the corner, 3-ball, West Virginia. Down to 60 seconds to go in the third quarter. Mountaineer lead at 17. Quick pull up the other way. The jumper won't go. Offensive rebound, the putback, and that was Miller. Good work there from the freshman on that possession. 15-point game. About 18 seconds difference between play clock and shot clock here. Shaw working at the wing. Now inside the 3-point line, her pass to McCray. Going to draw a foul there, and West Virginia not in the bonus, so they will have it underneath. Harrison back in after a quick breather. Diane Richardson's Temple squad. This is a good measuring stick for them in a lot of ways. And I think every coach wants to have things to work on as the season goes on. You'd just rather have things to work on after a win.
There's no doubt about that, but I think you're right. You can take something from every game, whether it's a win or a loss, and I'm not even sure how that pass got in there, but great job of McCray holding on to it and able to draw the foul.
So another foul here against Temple. West Virginia to the line this time, and McCray drills that one. She's up to 7 points, is perfect from the foul line. Shot clock is turned off, and the horn sounded. Don't think it sounded for any particular reason, so that was just a missed shot.
Yeah, I didn't know. Early sub or missed shot.
I don't know, but actually, West Virginia has the ball now, so West Virginia will have a chance with 7 seconds difference on the shot clock. Harrison working at the wing. Long arcing pass. Makaleski has 2 seconds, has to put one up from the foul line, and that will fall. Pinballing around the rim. Now can Temple respond to the final seconds here? 1 second, shot up. That one a little too heavy for Kayla Turner. West Virginia up 60.
Perfect for you. Like that, not going to be a better girl on this floor than Gia Cook for that. And she's played to match it.
Big 3 ball gives West Virginia their biggest lead of the day, 68-47. They bookended points at the end of the 3rd quarter, and they opened the 4th quarter with points as well. That was the 3rd made tray for Riley Makaleski, and West Virginia. How about this? So Makaleski drills this one here to get West Virginia started off well, Meg.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, Makaleski, she knows what she can do, and she does it well. She is constantly, when she sets a pick, you got to be ready. She's popping. She is very rarely picking and rolling to the basket. She pops right back out. She's always ready to shoot. Her hands are up, her knees are bent. She's ready to go anytime she touches it, and she's really nailed them.
Woodley's pass was for Logan Johnson, and looked like this will be a turnover against West Virginia. So the Mountaineers, caught by our statistician Joe Mitchin, have gotten a field goal in the final 5 seconds now of every single quarter. I suspect that will not hold here in the 4th if this continues with the way the margin currently is. But West Virginia, that's a real tough way to live if you're Temple right now.
Yeah, it really is. It's very, very depleting. But for West Virginia, I mean, those certain circumstances in the game when, you know, you're looking to run the clock, you have 10 seconds, where are we looking to? You don't have a JJ Quinterly this year to just take over and take it to the rim. You're finding out who is my clutch player, who's going to rotate when Jordan Harrison drives to the basketball. You're figuring out all those sorts of things. So Mark Kellogg has some options now at the end of a couple of quarters for who they're going to.
So once again, in this second half, much like the first half, Temple actually started shooting pretty well opening the 3rd quarter as Makaleski fires up another this time, though. But West Virginia could have survived their drought early in the 3rd quarter and then worked their way to ultimately winning the quarter by 6. They now lead by 21. 3 ball from the corner, though. It's Turner, 18 for her. Nobody's been better shooting the basketball for Temple today.
Yeah, and just at 5'6", I'll tell you what, Turner has had a hand, a long hand, a taller hand in her face this entire game, and she kind of just gives this little lean back when she shoots. But you know, she's been a bright spot on the Temple offense, that's for sure.
Big expectations for her this season, 6th player of the year. Last season in the American Conference, she was All-American newcomer for the conference and is a former SWAC Freshman of the Year, opening up her career at Alabama A&M, and now she's in the starting lineup. West Virginia 3 ball, Sydney Shaw had all day. 71-50, Mountaineers up by 3 touchdowns here in the 4th quarter. And we'll get a foul coming against the team in white. Looks like Sydney Woodley. That's her 3rd. West Virginia, though, gets a big bucket there from Shaw as they continue to extend this lead, Meg.
Yeah, I'm not sure she was even ready for how open she was going to be, just a one pick. But I think because Riley Makalewski was over there ready to set another one and pop, you have to play that a little bit more honest and cheat over, and Shaw had nothing but daylight.
So right there, that rebound for Shaw gets her a double-double on the day. Now has 10 rebounds and 13 points after that last 3. The dish there, and Jordan Harrison. I just kept waiting for someone to step in front. Nobody could get there. Harrison drives baseline, and West Virginia's lead 23. Long pass and some contact there. Should be a foul coming against West Virginia. Carter McCray. That is her first of the day. And I mentioned this is a good measuring stick game for Temple. I think this is a good measuring stick game for West Virginia as well, Meg. One of the things you and I talked about before we got on the air is how different the game is now. And we talked about at halftime sort of this concept of evaluation and how to evaluate players playing in different systems at the same level. So far, I think you got to credit West Virginia's evaluators for what they've done.
Absolutely, and they've absolutely dominated the bench points in response. But you got to see who plays well together, who has chemistry together. You know, you have your veteran point guard, Jordan Harrison. Who do you like playing with? Who moves well with her? You have 2 posts that are coming. I mean, you just have so many different options, which is a great thing, but everyone's going to give you something different, and everyone, you know, each matchup is also not going to be the same, so you need to see who plays well against what. That
was something Mark Kellogg talked about quite a bit in the post-game press conference after the win over Kent State, and why he went with a different look, putting Gia Cook in the starting lineup. He's trying to get different looks early in the season.
Yeah, now's the time to do that. I mean, there's no reason not to. Get those minutes, get the experience.
Transition 3 ball off the mark there. And it's true, because that, I imagine if you're a coach, you want to know that information for later in the season.
Oh, absolutely. You want to know, I mean, who you can rely on in certain scenarios. Hey, if we're not pressing as hard, who's really good at getting back or rebounding? Who's going to give you what when you look down the bench? What do I know that you're bringing? And those are the things right now that when he looks down the bench, he knows, okay, you're bringing this, and anything extra is great, but I need to be confident in what you're going on the floor and bringing. And I think West Virginia tonight, the different lineups that they've had, everybody has stepped up, whether it's on the offense or defensive end.
Melina Drew, another foul, so she'll go to the charity stripe. I'm getting out of volleyball mode. I'm so used to saying, I keep wanting to call it the service line, and that's definitely not what it is.
My daughter just started playing volleyball last year, so I'm just learning that. Thank you. The service line. Didn't even know that. I'm like, hey, don't step over when you're serving. I'm not even sure of any of it, which she probably likes because I don't know anything about it.
It's a great, great sport, and there's been some really good matches here on the floor. The Coliseum this season, West Virginia feels like every match they play in goes to 5 sets. In this one, will not be a 5-setter, proverbially speaking, of course. West Virginia up by 23 here in the 4th quarter and heading to the foul line. Temple would need a comeback of epic proportions against a West Virginia defense that has really stifled them. First shot for Woodley is good. Now, I will say to Temple's credit here, this is the most points West Virginia has given up in this season, but I think we're getting a preview of what the Mountaineer defense could look like as this season goes on.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, they've looked at different, or you've seen different looks from their press. I think the guards did a tremendous job after, I thought in the first half that Temple did a really nice job from their guards of breaking the pressure, and then West Virginia switched it up and face guarded, and I thought they struggled a little bit in the second half with that.
That was Sedano, got it away to Taylor. Taylor being guarded by Woodley. Pass into the paint, that one is maybe intercepted. Nice effort there by Sanaya Craig to stop the outright turnover. Instead, it's a jump, and the arrow favors Temple.
Sydney Woodley, when she comes into a game, she just has such a great knack for the ball. She has very long arms, and she uses them so well in passing lanes. She uses them on the rebounding side as well. We saw her come in the first half and have about 3 offensive rebounds in 1 possession, but she's just excellent in passing lanes.
I think one thing you can take away from this if you're Temple, we're nearing the midway point of this 4th quarter. 16 turnovers is probably more than they're going to want. West Virginia has been averaging more than 30 forced per game as that shot doesn't go.
Yeah, I think there's certain things when Temple comes into this game that, you know, you're going to lay on and give it. It's a given as Shaw hits another almost wide open 3.
16 for her, 4 of 7 from long range for Sydney Shaw now. And West Virginia Woodley, they're going to get her for a foul. It looked good, but it didn't count.
Yeah, that was nice. And again, Woodley, though, I mean, she just has a great knack for the ball. And Shaw, again, 2 Temple defenders in the paint. No one finds her, then they both sprint out, but it's too late at that point.
Shaw has been in fuego from the 3-point line to start this season, shooting 58% coming into this one, and today Shaw is 4 of 7, so again, better than 50%. That's 3 consecutive games that she has done that. And this will be interesting to see who this went off of. Ball went out off of a foot.
Someone's foot, yeah. I couldn't tell if it was, yeah, I think it was Shaw.
Celia Riviere is checking in for West Virginia, the 6'3" junior from Paris, France. Mountaineers leading by 28 now. And we'll get a whistle and a turnover.
Yeah, I mean, West Virginia can just wear teams down defensively, and Temple, I think it's starting to catch up with them significantly. Right now, with 5 minutes, you can kind of really see it in their body language. You know, when you're taking those quick shots and you're missing in those possessions, down and back, down and back, down and back, it really starts to wear on you throughout the game, especially when you're not making shots. You don't have that energy to go off of.
CeCe Riviere gives West Virginia a 30-point lead, and to your point, Meg, wearing them down here in the 4th quarter. I don't think we've seen anything quite this lopsided. 15-5, West Virginia outscoring Temple here in the 4th quarter. Good shot there to fall 80-52 now. And the drive and the take for Gia Cook. She'll draw a foul. She'll go to the foul line when we return. Here in the 4th quarter, West Virginia giving West Virginia more kinetic energy than Sebastian Shaw as she drills another one. Meg, she's been on fire all season.
Yeah, she really has. 16 points, 4 of 7 from 3 tonight, 10 rebounds to boot. So not just a scorer, and you gotta love it with West Virginia's inside presence this year. Right on cue, Jordan Thomas up with the left and headed to the free throw line. You lost a lot of offense from last year with J.J. Coinerly, Kyle Watson, Kylie Blackston. So to see that Shaw has come in early and often this year is great news for West Virginia's perimeter.
And West Virginia for the 3rd straight game to start this season above 80, as Thomas can't get that one to fall. Totals of 83 and 88 against Purdue, Fort Wayne, and Kent State. Against a somewhat decent Kent State team, I might add, as well. West Virginia looking like they are going to win their 20th straight at home if this holds here. Would be their 38th straight non-conference win at home as well. Turnaround jumper for Miller is not going to fall. Took a high arc. And West Virginia will go back the other way. Mountaineers have yet to break 90 this season. We'll have a chance to do that. Temple did do that, did that against George Mason. Good dish down low. That was pretty. Jordan Thomas will finish CeCe Riviere with the apple. And Temple, this one has really gotten away from them. Again, I thought there were moments where they played really strong basketball, Meg, but you kind of pointed it out that it seems like West Virginia's worn them down a bit.
Yeah, and there's Turner again from 3.
21 now for her.
One of the bright spots she has been But, I mean, they came out, and I thought in the third quarter, and West Virginia didn't do a ton. They were making some mistakes, but Temple never capitalized. Instead, had 5 turners of their own in the first 5 minutes, as Turner's going to come up with the loose ball and finish. They just never, you know, against a good team like West Virginia, if you want to hang around in that game, you've got to capitalize. You've got to make shots. You've got to do the little things. And I just thought they just never had enough. And you're just seeing that energy deplete here from Temple late because they've played extremely hard.
Jordan Thomas kicks this into the corner for Makaleski for 3. That one a little off the mark. Offensive rebound was Logan Johnson. Gets this away to Cece Riviere. And Riviere, nice little shot from the baseline. West Virginia up 29.
The West Virginia's bench has done an absolutely incredible job today. 29 bench points to Temple's 6. I mean, so when you're talking about, you know, wearing a team down, when you're subbing in and out and you're getting the same type of production from every player that's coming in, that's tough to keep up with and tough to contend with if you're Temple.
29 bench points. The lead is 29 as well. Down into the final moments of this one for West Virginia. They'll be heading not terribly far. A place that my stats guy Joe Mitchin is very familiar with, the Colonial Hall Ballroom at the Greenbrier.
That is just an absolute, I've been to that venue for the high school tournament when they've had it there, and it is just such a cool spot to play and to watch a game. Very intimate, of course, and what a matchup against the Blue Devils. Very excited for that one.
Once upon a time, I thought back in college after West Virginia, we assumed was going to beat San Diego State. We thought we were going to road trip it over to Memphis where they would have played Duke in the Sweet 16. And of course, that would have been the 2009 NCAA tournament. West Virginia, a 3 seed, lost to San Diego State, who just could not miss from the 3-point line in that game. So in my head, I'm gonna treat that West Virginia Duke game as if that's the Sweet 16 game we never got to see.
We'll go with that for right now.
Exactly. For the, you know, I'm sure the branding and marketing people can come up with something better than that, but free throw is good for West Virginia, 87-57. And playing out the stretch here, Temple coming up will be back home hosting LaSalle, and then they've got well, I call it a road trip. They're at Richmond, but then they'll come home, I'm gonna put that in air quotes, they're gonna play Villanova. And so, of course, not terribly far. I'm pretty sure that's North Philly to West Conshohocken. I always get that one wrong. There's another miss in West Virginia's Madison Parrish. The freshman gets the rebound. But it's a short trip as Logan Johnson, great take to the rim. West Virginia up 89-57. Long ball intended for Savannah Curry, too long, and another turnover. And for Temple, that's now 19 for them. Meg, WVU now up to 10 different players scoring in this one.
Yeah, I mean, we just talked about that. The subs that are coming in and the production that you're getting, that is very difficult for Coach Kellogg. You know, the chemistry is here, but they're producing this when they come in. They're giving me this when they come in. How do you find enough minutes and time for everyone? You know, as the games move on and get a little tighter, I'm sure that, you know, that window gets smaller. But for right now, everyone's giving it, hey, I need more minutes. Hey, I need more minutes here. It's very tough when you're playing this well.
Mimi Wheeler just missed that shot there for West Virginia. She has got 6 points today. She is 9 away from 1,500 for her collegiate career. So got to imagine she'll be having a chance to get that soon. Ball was stolen from her by Turner, and then Turner couldn't finish the shot. West Virginia now, here's Parrish. Ooh, Parrish was looking for Thomas, and that one didn't have a chance. Turnover forced by Temple. West Virginia nearly forced it back the other way. A bit of some sloppy ball here at the end of the fourth. Shot falls, 89-59. But as we mentioned, Mark Kellogg would probably like to have something on tape to correct. No coach wants to say anything's ever perfect. As we'll whistle here, this should stay with West Virginia. And there is a 10-second difference between the shot clock and the play clock.
Yeah, you just want, you know, as a player, you want these last 30 seconds. Let's do something really nice so that that's the last thing he remembers when we go into the locker room. That's kind of the angle I used to take.
Gia Cook and Sydney Shaw each have 16 to lead West Virginia. Kayla Turner will lead all players today with 23, and shot clock is now officially dead. Got a whistle on the West Virginia side, going to bring this back down for some foul shots for the Owls. All of this bookkeeping essentially at this point. West Virginia will improve to 3-0. Temple going to fall to 2-1. Long seasons ahead for both these teams. And I think for the Owls, again, the concept of sort of measuring stick, this is a team that wants to take that next step to the NCAA tournament. They have gone deep into their conference tournament the last couple of years and just haven't been able to take that next step.
Yeah, and you got to give them credit. Their upcoming schedule, you know, that's gonna teach them a lot. But, you know, I think Coach Richardson, she understands we're working for something at the end of the season, not right now. So they're going to have some building blocks before they get into conference play, that's for sure. Richardson
comes back to West Virginia, her first time here in almost a decade, and West Virginia will send her and the Owls home with an 89-61 loss. Meg, big day across the board for the Mountaineers.